In botany, an infraspecific name is the scientific name for any taxon below the rank of species, i.e., an infraspecific taxon. The scientific names of plants are regulated by the International Code of Nomenclature for Algae, Fungi, and Plants. This specifies a three-part name for infraspecific taxa, plus a connecting term to indicate the rank of the name. An example of such a name is Astrophytum myriostigma subvar. Glabrum, the name of a subvariety of the species Astrophytum myriostigma. Names below the rank of species of cultivated varieties of plants and of animals are regulated by different codes of nomenclature and are formed somewhat differently. Construction of infraspecific names. Article 24 of the International Code of Nomenclature for Algae, Fungi, and Plants describes how infraspecific names are constructed. The order of the three parts of an infraspecific name is: genus name, specific epithet, connecting term indicating the rank, infraspecific epithet. It is customary to italicize all three parts of such a name, but not the connecting term. For example, Acanthocalicium klimpelianum var. Macranthum. Genus name equals Acanthocalicium, specific epithet equals Klimpelianum, connecting term equals var. Infraspecific epithet equals Macranthum Astrophytum myriostigma subvar. Glabrum. Genus name equals Astrophytum, specific epithet equals myriostigma, connecting term equals subvar. Infraspecific epithet equals Glabrum. The ranks below species explicitly allowed in the ICN are: subspecies, recommended abbreviation, SUBSP; varietas, recommended abbreviation, VAR; subvarietas, recommended abbreviation, subvar; former, recommended abbreviation, F; subformer, recommended abbreviation, SUBF. Abbreviation of infraspecific names. Like specific epithets, infraspecific epithets cannot be used in isolation as names. Thus the name of a particular species of Acanthocalicium is Acanthocalicium klimpelianum, which can be abbreviated to A. Klimpelianum where the context makes the genus clear. The species cannot be referred to as just Klimpelianum. In the same way, the name of a particular variety of Acanthocalicium klimpelianum is Acanthocalicium klimpelianum var. Macranthum, which can be abbreviated to A. K. var. Macranthum where the context makes the species clear. The variety cannot be referred to as just Macranthum. Sometimes more than three parts will be given. Strictly speaking, this is not a name but a classification. The ICN gives the example of Saxifraga azune var. Azune subvar. Brevifolia F. Multicollis subf. Circulosa, the name of the subform would be Saxifraga azune subf. Circulosa. Legitimate infraspecific names. For a proposed infraspecific name to be legitimate, it must be in accordance with all the rules of the ICN. Only some of the main points are described here. A key concept in botanical names is that of a type. In many cases the type will be a particular preserved specimen stored in a herbarium, although there are other kinds of type. Like other names, an infraspecific name is attached to a type. Whether a plant should be given a particular or infraspecific name can then be decided by comparing it to the type. There is no requirement for a species to be divided into infraspecific taxa, of whatever rank. In other words, a species does not have to have subspecies, varieties, forms, etc. However, if infraspecific ranks are created, then the name of the type of the species must repeat the specific epithet as its infraspecific epithet. The type acquires this name automatically as soon as any infraspecific rank is created. As an example, consider Poa secunda J. Preece, whose type specimen is in the Wisconsin State Herbarium. As soon as a subspecies of Poa secunda was created, then the type specimen of P. secunda immediately became the type specimen of Poa secunda subsp. secunda. The name Poa secunda subsp. secunda was automatically created. Soaring created the subspecies Poa secunda subsp. juncifolia, thereby making the type specimen of P. secunda also the type specimen of Poa secunda subsp. secunda. If in addition to the subspecies any variety of Poa secunda were to be created, then the type specimen of P. secunda would automatically become the type specimen of Poa secunda var. secunda. The type specimen would then have the classification Poa secunda subsp. secunda var. secunda. The same epithet can be used again within a species, at whatever level, only if the names with the reused epithet are attached to the same type. Thus there can be a form called Poa secunda F. juncifolia as well as the subspecies Poa secunda subsp. juncifolia if, and only if, the type specimen of Poa secunda F. juncifolia is the same as the type specimen of Poa secunda subsp. juncifolia. If two infraspecific taxa which have different types are accidentally given the same epithet, then a homonym has been created. The earliest published name is the legitimate one and the other must be changed. Specifying authors. When indicating authors for infraspecific names, it is possible to show either just the author of the final, infraspecific epithet, or the authors of both the specific and the infraspecific epithets. Examples: Adenia aculeata subsp. Anermis de Wilde. The identifies de Wilde as the author who published this name for the subspecies. Note that here it was decided not to indicate authority for the species. Pinus nigra J.F. Arnold de subsp. Salzman I. Franco. Here, J.F. Arnold is the author who gave the species European black pine its botanical name Pinus nigra. Dunnell is the author who was the first to publish the epithet Salzman for this taxon. Franco is the author who reduced the taxon to a subspecies of Pinus nigra. Difference from zoology. In zoology, names of taxa below species rank are formed somewhat differently, using a trinomen or trinomial name. No connecting term is required as there is only one rank below species, the subspecies. Cultivated plants. The ICN does not regulate the names of cultivated plants, of cultivars, i.e., plants specifically created for use in agriculture or horticulture. Such names are regulated by the International Code of Nomenclature for Cultivated Plants. Although logically below the rank of species, a cultivar name may be attached to any scientific name at the genus level or below. The minimum requirement is to specify a genus name. For example, Acacia cerise queen is a cultivar, Pinus nigra, Arnold sentinel, is a cultivar of the species P. nigra. Bibliography. McNeill, J. Al. eds. International Code of Botanical Nomenclature adopted by the 17th International Botanical Congress, Vienna, Austria, July 2005, Vienna. International Association for Plant Taxonomy, archived from the original on 6 October 2012, retrieved 20 February 2011.